there's no real. It's almost impossible to keep up with them. So I'm working on the second design now that I also want to put on the shirt. On top of that, I got about 7 illustrations that I need to finish. The majority of them are between 80 to 20% done.
Okay.
And
Are you
that's not
using?
counting class work. So I'm like,
Wow. I mean, are you using Photoshop for these illustrations or like
no,
Toonbin?
I mean, like I wanted to do some painting in Photoshop,
Mm-hmm.
but that's when I realized I opened Photoshop like 2 days ago, and it was just lagging so horribly I couldn't do anything. And I also realized that's when I realized I can't actually remember how to do any of the graphic design crap I learned since I've been here.
Oh, well, yeah. It's as long as you know what the process is called or what the function is, there's always a way to look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but honestly, my time at this school has actually done one thing for me. It has turned my hatred of Illustrator into my love of Illustrator.
Oh, nice, nice.
I went. I used to hate that program. Not going in that program like this, that.
Dude, nice,
And,
man.
and recently, I'm starting to actually. You know what? Fuck doing the hard line work on my drawings.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna carry this drawing over to Illustrator and just take my own Cintiq and just draw, just straight draw. I
Oh,
mean, yeah,
nice.
it might be better to do it in Photoshop, but Cintiq got them lines I can control.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It definitely helps out a lot. And I got one of the little companion things, man. I just can't remember. Can remember the last time I used the mouse to do, inking for for illustration. And it's just, once you go some tink, you don't go back, man.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I used the pen tool. I just straight draw things now. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I can just draw it.
All right, cool, cool. All right, so I got my open here. I got a default box. It's twice the size here. Go ahead and rename it. Call it test cube underscore GO. As we know, this is a polygon.
All right.
All right, and then next step I'm going to do is I want to make sure the UVs are correct on here, so I can slap on what I want where I want. So come up here to a UV menu and make sure we're in the modeling module way over here in the upper left corner here. UV menu,
Like, hang on. You said which module?
a modeling module
Okay.
in the upper left.
All right. Then UV.
Yep. Go ahead and tore that off. When you do that, you just hit this bar at the very top. So that menu stays up for you automatically. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is first just get an idea of UVs here. Put that on mute. Open up my UV editor.
UV editor open.
All right, and then I can take a look at the UVs and the way the box is cut here. All right, so this is pretty standard cut. It's pretty flat. We don't have any skewing. It all fits within the 1 by 1 UV box here, or UV editor, so that's good.
A quick question. My
Hmm.
UV editor looks different than yours.
Probably because it's 2020. Let's take a look, man. Can you show me?
Sure. Present. I'm just wondering because it looks like this.
Oh yeah, yeah. So not too different. So what you have on yours, this one on mine here is the checkerboard thing.
Mm-hmm.
So once you turn it on, it shows you the checkerboard, and it just helps with skewing.
Oh, Okay, I was like, can I get rid of that?
Yeah, yeah. So it's
There we
that
go.
button on the top there.
All right.
Nice, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to help. All right, so before we get into cutting, let's see how the picture lays out on this default UV layout right now. So I want to minimize that. I'm gonna leave that up for now. And then we'll go to my hypergraph. So which is up here, that little teal circle amongst the movie clappers up here. Hit that to get to my hypershader. All right, and then what we want to do is create a new material. I'm just going to start with the Lambert. Punch in Lambert, and click one of these. And get a new Lambert, Lambert 2. Remember from last time, Lambert 1 is the default material. We don't want to mess with that. Leave that as is. All right, rename my material. Just call it test cube underscore MAT for material. Okay. Once we have that in there, well, we have our nodes in our this small expansion area here, right in here. So I'm going to click on
Oh,
material I
good
just
Lord, I
named.
can't spell.
Oh, what happened?
No, I just can't spell right now.
Oh, yeah, it happens. Happens to the best of them. Cool. So I'm on my test cube material, right? Come down to
Mm-hmm.
color. We hit that little checker box all the way to the side there. All right. Then we'll type in, or here it is right here. We hit File. So it attaches a file node where we can plug in our pictures. All right. So I'm just going to rename this. Call it test cube underscore or space. Same thing in my PIC for picture. And then just to be thorough, let's rename the placement node. We call it test cube PLC for placement. Okay, so test cube PIC. Click on that node in our open space down here. Come down here to image name. Set the folder at the very end. And here we can navigate our system to find a picture. So I'm just going to go to my desktop, pick one of the default pictures here.
Wait, what did you click on to open up the file to go to the pictures on the node?
Uh, so test
Oh,
cube
I'm sorry.
PIC.
I'm sorry. I just realized I was clicking. I clicked the wrong thing. That's why I didn't see it.
Gotcha. Alright, an image name folder. And I'm just going to grab a picture off of my desktop here. Let's say it's probably going to be the crab. Or seal, why not? Okay. Alright, select, hit open, plugs it in. Awesome. Looks like everything is reading just fine. So what I'll do now is I'll apply this to my cube here. And there's two ways of doing it. So you can either middle mouse, click and drag this to the object, like so. Or Z, select the cube, come over here to the material, right click and hold, and select assign material to selection at the top of the radio menu. Alright, either one of those do the trick. Thing is, we can't see it because we're on our default shading at the moment. Default shading helps keep the program pretty smooth, keeps the preview tumbling motion pretty quick. So to see it on the cube here in my viewport, I'm just going to hit the number 6 on my keyboard. It should pop up. All right, you see your photo on there?
I do not. Let's see. I selected the photo,
Mm-hmm.
and you. And now when I open back up my hypershader, it doesn't have the textures up there like yours do.
Okay,
Like it doesn't have those.
so in your workspace in a hypershader, so you got 4 nodes here. They're all linked together.
Yeah, each node is linked together. Yes.
Okay, and then once we go into the test cube PIC, all right, you see underneath image name, you have an image plugged into there.
Okay. Click test cube. Wait. Let's see. Test node. Test. Oh wait. I hate you, sir. This is why I hate learning new programs. Okay. So under test cube, you said okay.
Um, well,
Test pick. Test material. That's the
yeah,
material.
let's
That's
take
the
another
pick.
look here. Um,
All right. I'm pretty. All right. I'm pretty sure I'm just looking in the wrong place right now.
hmm,
Okay, here's my hyper shader. All 4 of them are here.
okay, all right, got that plugged in. All right. So we're missing a couple of panels in the hypershader. So let's go ahead and let's go up to Window within the hypershade,
Mm-hmm.
and let's click the material. Crap, what is that little thing called? Not the viewer. Um, browser. Yeah, that's one.
See, yeah, that's what I was missing.
Yeah, awesome. And
Now,
then,
will you? Can I get you like the spread all the way across and not just this little corner, please?
yeah, there
Oh,
should be a way to do it. Well, you see your material in there?
I see surface particle test material.
Test material. Okay, and let's apply that to the object.
You say I could just grab it and drop right.
Yeah, middle mouse, click and drag. All right,
Yeah, the
and
minimum click and drag ain't working.
we'll it's on default preview right now. So let's hit the number 6, number 6 key. There it is. Okay, awesome. So we got it on there. Nice.
So 30 freaking steps just to do that.
Yeah. I mean, but after you do it a couple times, it's pretty innate. And then like after a while, you can learn some more complex methods, and you start understanding why there's so many steps because there's so many ways of doing different steps. All right. But all right now, we got it on there. It's plugged in. All right. So we can close out the hypershader. All right. So I got mine on here, the seal. All right. Let's say, let's try to get the face on this front face here.
Houston, we have a problem.
What happened?
Maya just told me to go fuck myself.
Did it crash?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. So you probably probably want to leave it on the default shading um, until we're ready to just to view the whole thing. Yeah, that's why it's an option because it gets a little iffy with graphic
All
cards and
right.
whatnot.
Time to wait another 15 minutes for the program to open back up.
Okay, well, cool. I'll go over the next steps while we're waiting. All right, so once you get your picture back on the object here, we'll go back into our UV editor. All right, and we can see the picture that we applied to the cube here within that one
Mm-hmm.
by one space. All right, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to get the face of the seal onto the front of the cube. So the part of the cube that's facing um, positive positive z-axis here. So once I click on that face, I can see it correlates on the layout here, and the same face is selected in the UV editor. So I want to line up the seal's face with that face. Okay, so there's a number of different ways we can do that. We can use our placement node to adjust the picture, um, which I'll show you later. It's a little more cut and dry. But we can also resize the face of our UV points here, or face in the UV editor. So adjusting UV points here does not adjust the model's size whatsoever. This is just placement and telling Maya how it should cut and crop the texture onto the surface of the cube. Alright, so what I'll do then, now I can go to, let's do this, let's cut it up real quick. I'm going to select the whole cube as an object. I'll come up here to my UV menu. It's been open the whole time. I'm hit automatic. And it's just going to run a really basic program that takes pictures from each side of the object and lay it out the best it can. So for a cube, I get 6 different faces that can move around here. So I'm going to move these over here. Alright. And as I'm moving this, it seems like this is my front face. So I can place that on the seal's face. Okay. Now I have a face on the front, right here. And let's say we want to get water, pretty much water for the rest of the faces. It's just a matter of repositioning here, repositioning the faces in the UV box. So use the surrounding area. Marquee select all of them, shrink them a little bit, and take one by one. And just fill the rest of the cube with ambiguous water, please. Alright. Am I open back up yet?
Yep, I got the cube back, and I'm about to do everything from scratch again.
Cool. Alright.
Hypershader open. Wait, rename cube to test cube 1.
Okay. And what's the next step?
I'm searching for the Lambert right now.
Okay.
Okay, making sure I have the cube selected. Now search Lambert to get a Lambert 2. Boom. Okay, Lambert 2 is connected. Now I need to come on. I just did this. I need to get. Oh, come on. All right. Now remember, you go over to that Lambert 2, you select the color, click the checkerboard, and you click file. And there we go. Boom. Now we got the 2 files. We got the 4 places in a workspace. You go into the file, you search for the picture.
Okay.
Which in my case is playing a guessing game of.
Oh, as far as which picture?
No, just as far as find the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, boom. Got the picture, but you can't see it. So now you have to hit 6.
Right.
Wait, you gotta first drag and drop. Using the middle mouse button, and boom. Now I gotta go into the UV mapping, the UV map. Open up UV editor. And the box isn't in the UV editor. Did I have it select? Okay, I didn't have it selected. Okay, UV editor. And there it is. Get rid of that annoying checker box. And now I'm drawing the drawing in the which color is there.
Nice.
Okay, this is where you hit auto somewhere.
Okay, yeah. So once we're back in the UV menu here, so we can close out the hyper shader. You still have it up there. Get more screen space, and then we hit automatic.
All right.
All right.
Go back to the UV and hit automatic. Which, oh crap, I'm in generate. Automatic. Boom. And now we play a guessing game. Which face is the first face? It's the front face.
Right. All right, you got it. Make it sound easy, man.
Yeah, see, they used to. Alrighty, like two face. Why are those 2 faces like that?
So, which 2 faces?
No, I just try to select one face and it selects 2 at the same time. And it's only for one block that is doing this.
Are they overlapping?
I mean, no, they're not even touching.
Let me take a look, man.
Oh, they're literally parallel to each other. Right, it's these 2 right here. When you select one, both of them get selected. And it's the only one that's doing that. And it's these 2 parallels.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Let's hit automatic one more time. Let's go back to object mode. Select the whole cube. Object mode first.
Oh wait, which mode was I? Okay, never mind. That's
UV mode or face mode, I believe. There we go.
Nope, still did it.
Okay, let's right click and hold. Let's see if we can select UV shells instead of faces. It's pretty bizarre. Huh.
I did nothing but create the. I did nothing but create this cube. I haven't touched it, haven't manipulated it, haven't edited it.
Okay. Let's go to UV points. Let's try to select one of the points on one of the sides there. Or just UV. UV off to
I'll
the
just
right.
don't you dare. Nope. Wow, it's selecting both points at the same time.
Okay. Well, it's supposed to happen. Let's try to move just one point real quick.
Oh.
Okay. Is it stretched out? Hmm. Okay. Well, there's another way. All right. So since they're connected like that, looks like we may have to manually go in there and cut it out. So let's move the other four panels out of the way so we can get a better look at those conjoined panels there.
Out of the way, as in off the board, or
No, just off to the side. You shrink them and bring them to the side. We'll get back to those in just a minute.
crap. I keep forgetting. Shift and scale doesn't work here.
Um, yeah, not so much.
What you doing? Go back.
No, what happened?
I'm having brain farts right now.
Uh-oh.
Just go over there for now. All right.
All right. Okay, so once they have those in place, the four panels in place, let's click back on the object here. We'll go to UV. UV shell. Let's see. Okay, looks like it automatically pops up for me. What we're looking for is all white lines for every edge. That lets us know that each one is cut separately from the other. So on yours, there should be one edge that's green. What we're going to do is going to cut that edge.
Talking about this one right, this right here.
On the object. So in the viewport. There you go. Okay, and then let's bring up UV editor. UV editor window again. All right, and then let's shift that to the side. Let's go back to the object there. All right, and let's hit yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, and I think one of those edges should be green.
In it.
Okay. Now let's try this. Let's go to face mode on the object. All right, let's just select one face at a time. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this guy. I don't know why those are merged together. All right, let's set that guy to the side. Let's move that object to the side and let's start a new cube.
Okay, what the hell?
Object mode. All right, and then before we do anything to that one, let's go ahead and hit that with the automatic. All right, and then yeah, those are split. Okay, so let's transfer the material over to that cube. Okay, there we go. And then we should be able to use that one to line up the face and everything.
Okay.
Cool.
Why is it doing that?
Doing what now?
When I select another face, the picture disappears out of the UV. Yeah, when I select this one, it goes back.
Oh, yeah, so it's applied to just that face. Let's
Okay.
yeah, you can apply it to the whole object, so it's just a single face. So let's hit object mode. Yep. Yep. There we go. All right. There we go. Good.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, man. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. You got it on there, man. You got the design on one side, and you got paper texture and everything else. Excellent. Now let's go over the way to do it with just the placement node. So we're going to swing that guy off to the side
All right.
and come up with another default cube here.
Ah.
instead of hitting automatic, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Go ahead and select that texture on there. Alright, once you have that texture on there, let's go to placement node in the hypershader. Open that back up. We'll look for our node network right here in our workspace. If it doesn't pop up for whatever reason, like you got something else in the way, we can right click and hold on top of that material, go down to graph network. Show everything you got. That material. And with that, we can go to our placement. So PLC, and it's called Test Cube PLC. Hit that node and bring this off to the side and take a look at what I'm doing. Bring up the UV editor. Go select the box so it pops up in the UV editor. And then I guess it's one thing at a time. Okay, so we'll use the viewport to see what we're doing exactly. Okay, so cubes in the viewport. Placement node is in the attribute editor, either the mini one in the hypershade. You can also, I think you've been doing already, you can also view it off to the side here in the main interface. All right, and what we can do here is we start playing with these numbers to get the face in the right place. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it by repeating the UVs. So when I hit 2, it adds in 2 extra pictures on the U axis and the V axis. Verify that.
Wait, did you select individual faces before doing that, or
No, just we're just working with the attributes of the placement node. All right, you see the repeat UV attribute there?
hang on, like I'm trying to watching.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now I've slapped the picture onto the. Okay, I see repeat UV, but you did something before that. Didn't you go? You went into the UV editor and did what then again?
Well, UV editor is just the way to take a look at the way the placement is changing as we change the values here. When I click on the cube, instead of just one full picture in that 1 by 1 space, you got 2 on each axis here.
Okay, so repeat editor. Just hit 2. Okay, that was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Go back to that. But okay, let's see. 2, 2.
Hold on. It seems I've lost my picture.
All right. I got 4 pictures on the UV editor.
Nice. Okay. Hold on. I having some technical difficulties myself, man. Fine. Put that in there. It doesn't want to render my picture anymore. Let's see if it's still on there. Okay, still on there. Yeah, my viewport is acting a little fishy, but luckily I already know which face. I'm trying to get the Zeal's face on. So back in my placement, I'll start messing with the offset. Now move the whole texture left and right. So let's see, put in about 0.5 for the U. Just switch over just a little bit. There you go. Save that picture. And let's do negative 0.5 here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's move in a little bit. Too low. 0.25. Raise it up a little bit. That's going up. Do it the other way. There we go. Alright. So I got the seal in the front. And so I made it smaller using repeat UVs. And then for the offset, I got 0.5 and 0.2. And it might be a little different for yours.
Yeah, I don't even see it moving when I change the numbers on the offset.
Yeah, it might be a render thing. So the viewport ever cracks up, like mine is, the way to get what it's supposed to look like or what it's going to look like once you render it out. We can go back up here to the movie clappers. Alright, so the first one brings up the menu as is, without any changes. So that's the one with the eyeball, movie clapper with the eyeball. Next to it, it renders the current frame in the viewport. So if you hit that, it automatically renders. Alright, and then we'll just use those two buttons for now. And then to get it to render as is with our current settings, make sure we're in Maya software within the render view window using this drop box, kind of in the middle. Usually starts off as Arnold renderer. Really nice, but it needs lights and special materials for it to come up. So we're just going to use the default Maya, or the original renderer Maya. Default's Arnold now, but we'll get into that later.
My software, hurry up, because I don't know what this other one is. It's just causing slow computer.
Yeah. Right. Then once it comes up, Usually what you would like to do is save the picture. And saving the picture is hitting this icon is about 2 buttons to the left of the Dropbox in the rendering
Mm-hmm.
window. So once you hit that, it'll save the current render. That way you can come down here to the scroll bar at the very bottom, flip them back and forth. You can see all the changes you're making. And then also in the window is the blank um, movie clapper, which will render the same view, re-render the same view.
Okay, yeah, the offset isn't even moving it on the cube.
Not at all. Okay, what numbers you have punched in for the offset?
5 and 10.
5 and 10. Well, okay, so um,
I
so
kept going up when I saw nothing move. Cause I
yeah,
thought it was
so
1, then 2.
yeah, that should have been more clear. So in the UV editor, excuse me, there's a 1 by 1 space here. Okay, so if you punch in 1, it's going to move everything over 1 unit here in the UV space. So either if it's the U axis or the V, it's going to move everything over. So when you punch in 1, essentially there's no changes because it's shifting everything entirely over. So what we want to use is values between 0.1 and 0.9 to make changes happen.
Right, 1 and 1 is.
Okay.
Oh my god, I hate you
Then
so much, man. Why you giving me yellow boxes now?
all the boxes.
Yellow. And now
Oh,
that I rendered and nope, I just did 0.1 for both and it didn't move it at all.
I was probably moving slightly. So, all right. So we want to. Are you saving the pictures? Saving the renders?
Save. Wait. Okay, save. Let's do the move again.
Hmm.
Render now again.
Okay.
Oh god, go back. Save. Okay, I'm sliding through them and there's no movement.
Okay. Let me take a look. Let's see.
All right.
Troubleshoot.
And this is why I hate doing this type of stuff online.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Well, next, it looks like they're giving us the option to come back into school next semester. So
I hope so,
that's
because when I registered, all classes said online.
yeah. Oh goodness. Fortunately, I get this class and After Effects class to teach them in the lab again. All right. So yeah, it's not moving at all. let's take a look at the placement node again.
Oh god, I hit the wrong button. Get out of here, appreciator. All right, so the nodes.
Yeah,
Is it?
So values between 0.1 and 0.9. Those will give us the visible changes.
Okay, it moved.
There we go. Okay.
So user error as always.
All right. Cool. So, but the way we manipulate it, so like most things, it's the first attributes for the U and the second attributes for the V. So U is pretty much up and down, V is left to right. So if you need to go up, then it's for the offset, you probably want to punch in a positive number between 0.1 and 0.9. And then if you want to move it left to right, you want to use 0.1, 0.9 in the V, or the second um, number space there for the offset.
The second one is for up and down.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. U. The first one is up and down. Second one is left and right.
Ah, okay.
Now, repeat UV is how we make it smaller. Offset's the way we shift it around.
Okay, so making sure these are the two for up and down, correct?
Right, offset.
Just making sure.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Offset is, so the
Left
first,
and right.
well, they're both. Offset is how you move it, up and down and left to right. Repeat UV is how you scale the whole image.
Okay, right now I just need to move it up. Which one is for up?
So offset U. So the first number space for offset moves it up and down.
So wait, okay, so this number right here.
Right. 0.1
So,
and between 0.1 and 0.9. Some number in between there.
so wouldn't that mean I have to put a point in front of that?
Right. And then for repeat UV, let's punch in 1 since that's the default. So 1 and 1.
Oh, I feel confused as fuck right now.
Yeah, it's a logic to it though. It takes some practice. Okay. So it's scaled up, which means repeat UV. Let's go ahead and punch in 2 for that to make it a little smaller. Fit the whole
Or
face.
repeat UV.
Yeah. All right. And it tells it to put 2 images within that 1 by 1 space on both the U and the V.
Okay.
And then to move it, well, let's see what we got after we got the smaller image. All right, cool. So we just need to move it up. well, we already have 0.9 in there, which means it's moved up quite a bit. So let's try punching in 0.3 for the U, for the offset. The other one, the first one.
That's sending more to to her left, our right.
Yeah, so it might be the wrong one. All right, so let's punch in 0.9, what we had before, in that first space, and then let's start messing with the numbers in the second space.
Let's see.
We do have a negative 0.3. It's going to throw us off a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
assuming it was gonna take us like the back to 3 spaces. Okay. Okay, then I know. Now I know that's not happening
Yeah, let's put 0.9 in that first space on
in the
offset.
first one.
Yeah, that's what we had before. It was directly in the center there. If you ever need to escape or get out of a render while it's rendering, you hit escape. No, it'll pause it.
All right. This seems ungodly tedious.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, after a while, you get an idea of how it's going to move, so you kind of know which numbers to punch in. But it takes practice. All right, so we put in 0.9. All right, so let's try 0.5 in the second space of offset. And then to get it to render a little faster, we don't necessarily need the whole frame. What we can do is click and drag in the render, and it'll make a red box. Oh, well, you got it. That's pretty much it.
Is that click and drag?
Yeah, so with that red box, and if you hit the, what you've been hitting, the movie clapper inside of the blue box, it'll just render that region. And then that blank movie clapper off to the left of that button, yeah, it renders the whole thing regardless. Cool.
Okay, cool. Go back to 5.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you use the placement node to place it in there. Of course, you got your rotate UV, which rotates the texture. Um, Noise, if you want to add noise. Um, Coverage at least stretches it out a little bit on the U and V. It's kind of weird. You got to play around with a lot of these attributes. But basically, what I use is those two to get precise placement um, within the UV map there. But okay. But I mean, that's texture mapping mostly. Plugging in a picture. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a picture. It can be a procedural item. Anything you see in the create bin. Let's take a look at my Maya real quick. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a picture. If we go back to Hypershader, right? Color. Oh, we need to attach this. Breaking connection. I'll break that node, that picture from my color node. Then I can plug in something else. So anything in here, I can also plug in the color. So there's quite a selection. Over here, you just want to look at 2D textures. You got your noises, you got cloth in here, etc., etc. You can play with the parameters, um, that sort of thing. So the goal is to go ahead and fully texture your what was there, creeper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fully texture that guy, and then we'll go over rendering. We'll render him out, the whole sequence, and then place that into an animation clip. And then we'll get into organic modeling.
All right.
All right. All right. Cool. Cool. Any questions, man? Any other questions?
No, when it comes to texturing the creeper, do you actually want us to find some texture from the game or just any old thing?
Anything will really work. Just some sort of successful application would be great.
Outside of that, is this what we're doing here going to be uploaded to YouTube?
Yeah, yeah. It's recording now. Yeah.
Good, 'cause I might have to run back through that again
All right.
as I get ready though. But outside of that, that's everything.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. I'll see you Tuesday. Tuesday.
Uh, I got another question before.
Yeah.
Are you busy after this?
I do have to go look after the baby real quick, but what you need?
I was wondering if you felt like looking at some of my stuff I'm working on. Because it's been a while since I had somebody else tell me what they think and give me critique ideas.
Oh, I'd love to, man. Yeah, send me the link, man. I'll get you something before. I don't think it'll be finished tonight, but before the end of tomorrow.
Alrighty.
What is it like? You want an email or just send it
I
to
can
me?
email it. I can email them to you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. I'll have to take a look, man.
Alright, thank you.
No problem. No problem. All right, man. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you Tuesday.
I'll see you Tuesday, and I just have to remember where this call was at. I got 40 browser tabs open right now.
Oh. See. Mine says like Yiffy or something. Yeah.
I found it. All right. Goodbye.
All right. Take it easy.